Hello everyone, it's Just a Dad. Today I'm going to show you how to make an iced coffee in this Ninja espresso machine, Luxe Cafe. So to start off, we'll be using Just a Dad's Simple Sip coffee in the whole bean form. We're going to fill the bean hopper up with coffee. Okay, so next I will be turning the dial. We've got espresso, quad, cold press, regular coffee, rich, over ice, and cold brew. Now cold brew brews the coffee at a colder temperature and it takes about twice as long, but we're gonna do over ice. It's also gonna brew it at a lower temperature, not quite as hot as coffee, but hotter than the cold brew. Now I'm gonna select 10 ounces. Now it's not gonna brew a full 10 ounces of iced coffee. You'll end up with 10 ounces because the ice is gonna melt, but it brews about 5 to 6 ounces of coffee. Here I've got a 16-ounce tumbler full of ice, so the coffee's going to come in here hot. It's going to be about 5 ounces, but it's going to melt the ice, and that's going to give you the proper dilution. Now we will be making an iced coffee with a salted caramel cold foam that comes in this. This is in the inspiration guide that comes with the espresso machine. So I have 2 ounces of heavy cream and 1 tablespoon of whole milk, 2 tablespoons of caramel syrup, and some kosher salt, a 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, so here's the portafilter. We want to make sure and put the Luxe. This is the Luxe basket. It's kind of big. There's a filter on the bottom. We're going to put this in, make sure it's nice and flush. Now we want to put the funnel on. You just simply snap the funnel on till it's nice and flush. Now we're going to put it in this chute right here, but we want to let go of the handle because it's going to weigh it. So keep an eye on this display. Whenever I put the handle in, it's going to weigh it before it grinds it. Okay, it's weighing it. Okay, we have the recommended setting. If your current setting does not match your recommended setting, you would turn the dial over here to match. So my current and recommended do match. That's the grind size. The machine figures it out for you. When you first get the machine, you're going to set it up and dial in the espresso shot. And once you dial in the espresso shot, it takes about 2 or 3 shots. Then whenever you do these other brews, all you got to do is match the current to the recommended by turning the dial. Now you're simply going to hit the start grind button. It's not very loud. There is a status bar going across to let us know when it's done. And it will beep at us, but you can turn those beeps off in the settings. Okay. Now since this is a 10 ounce, you don't need to tamp it. There is a tamper right here. If you brew a 16 or an 18 ounce, you do need to tamp it, but we're not going to need to tamp it. So you simply just take it out. There's the ground coffee. We can see it's in there. We're just lightly going to tap it to kind of level it out. We're going to take the funnel off. There it is. We're going to put it in the machine right here, rotate it to the lock position. Now at this point you want to put your tumbler underneath here, but if you need a taller one, you can take this out. You can put up to almost an 8-inch tumbler in there. So I got my tumbler in there full of ice. Then that same button you turned earlier, you simply just press it now. It's going to start the brew. And we will start a stopwatch to let us know how long it takes. It's going to brew a little bit, then stop and kind of pause. Now that water coming out of there is really hot, so be careful. It's not as hot as when you do a normal coffee, but it is about 150 degrees coming out. It's going to start and stop a few times, but it will beep at you when it's done, and the status bar will be all the way across. So here's the fun thing about this machine. We got this milk jug. We got the whisk down there. Make sure the whisk is down in there and pressed into that little, there's a little thing sticking up. Now we can get this started while this is brewing. So all we do is pour our milk in there and our salt. And we can even put the syrup in here. So 2 tablespoons of caramel syrup. Teaspoons. Now up here on the machine, you're going to simply put it in. There is a temperature probe, but we're going to do a cold froth. We're not going to froth it hot. We put it in, the screen comes alive. Now we've got plant-based. Since I used milk, I want to change that to dairy. I didn't use almond milk or anything. Now here's the different types of froth. No froth, a little bit max, and then the cold symbol, I'm going to do the cold. And now all you gotta do is press the start button and it will start frothing it so that these can finish at the same time. That's not gonna add steam. That's just gonna spin it and froth it. All right, so our coffee's just about done. Now again, that's really, that ice is gonna melt and give us the proper dilution. Okay, the iced coffee's done. Now we can see that did melt quite a bit of the ice. You could add a few more ice cubes if you want, but you do end up with a very cold drink, 37 degrees. Okay, so our milk is done also at the same time. Ooh, it is nice and thick. So we're gonna spoon this out. All right, so this is gonna be nice and thick. Ooh, this is gonna taste really good. It did an excellent job of frothing it. This is gonna taste really, really good. Okay, so we're gonna wipe the milk wand off with a wet rag. Then we're gonna push it back down. Now it's gonna do a purge automatically. As soon as you push it back, now it's gonna run hot water through that to kind of clean out the nozzle. So I wiped it off with a wet rag and now it's gonna purge it. Okay, let's take a look at the coffee grounds. Cleanup is so easy. There's the coffee grounds. This is called a knock box. It doesn't come with the machine, but you simply just knock the coffee grounds out. Then you go over and rinse this out and you're ready to go. Now you can enjoy this as you can drink it like that. You can stir it up. I like to stir mine up just a little bit. Oh yeah. This is gonna taste so good. Here I have an iced coffee salted caramel cold foam. Okay, that tastes really, really good. Yeah, I can't stress, that's a really strong tasting iced coffee. Cleanup is super simple. I can take that whisk out. I can put this jug in the dishwasher. I cannot stress how simple that was. I love when they come with these recipe books. This is exactly out of the machine. It tells you how to do it. I mean, it looks identical to the picture and it tastes. It's got kind of a stronger coffee taste because the foam kind of sits on top. So when you're drinking it with a straw, you're gonna taste kind of the bitterness of the coffee a little bit more. You can make iced coffee just by dumping the milk in without foaming it and different things. That kind of mixes it in better. Again, but wow, that just tastes so good. And I love that they told us we can add the caramel and the syrup and everything right to the milk frothing jug. Every time I use this, I'm more and more amazed. So I've already done a drip coffee. I've done a travel mug coffee. I've done over ice now. My next video is going to be cold brew. Now cold brew, it's going to take longer for the brew. And it brews at so this brews about 150 degrees. A drip coffee brews at about 180, 190. So that's really, really hot. Now cold brew I found brews at about 100 to 110, but it takes longer. Now the quantities, I wish they gave us quantities of, like when you brew a 10-ounce coffee, it brews 10 ounces. But when you brew a 10-ounce over ice, I've been getting typically about half. Now sometimes it's a little bit more, but typically like a 10-ounce over ice was 5 ounces of actual coffee. Now, I think that's exactly the same for the cold brew. It was a little harder to tell. I haven't done every setting so far. So the cold brew, same thing. You're gonna brew it into a cup of ice. The ice is going to melt because even though that coffee is gonna be 115 degrees, it's still going to melt the ice and give you the proper dilution. So I think maybe the cold brew might give you a little bit more coffee. Again, I haven't seen a chart. I would love to see a chart with quantities actually brewed. And again, you may have heard me earlier on. I have a setup video. I have a video just on how to dial in the espresso shot. So dialing in the espresso shot sets the grind size for the coffee beans you have installed, and then that carries through all the other settings. So once you do have to dial in the espresso first, and then you can match the current size to the recommended size. That's all you have to do. It's just so easy, and espresso's even easier. And again, my very next video, cold brew. And you're gonna see, we're gonna talk about this rinse. It's got a really cool rinse. We can do all the different sizes. Again, I can do bigger sizes of over ice and cold brew, but 10 ounces seems to be just right for that 16-ounce travel mug. I will put a link. These are Mars 16-ounce travel mugs. I'll put a link to this. This is a knockbox that I purchased. Ninja said they're going to release one, but I haven't seen it yet. Now, I will do videos. I've done espresso. This quad, I've never done that's like a 4-shot espresso, so I'll do one. I've never done that. This cold press, I've never done that yet. That seems interesting. Then I've done the classic. It brews a great cup of coffee and a rich. And again, you can go all the way up to 18 ounces. That's a big travel mug too. And then frothing, I've frothed on hot. This cold froth was the first time. I was not expecting it to be that thick, but they know the recipes. That's why I love these books. It's like they didn't just throw these together. They actually put some thought into it, and it actually tastes good and it works for this machine. There's a whole hidden settings menu. You can turn the beeps off. It's in the manual, but I'll do another video on how to turn the beeps off, how to reset it. This thing is an absolute home run. I'm in love with it. I bought this with my own money, and I wasn't paid for this video, but I absolutely love it. And I think you're gonna love it too. This is going to be a very popular item when people realize how easy it is. No guesswork in making these drinks. This hasn't caught on quite yet, but the more people realize, now it is $500. I don't know if they're gonna put it on sale. If they put it on sale, it'd be even amazing. But would I spend $500 on this? I absolutely would. For $500 espresso machine, I can make so many different drinks. Now I do have an unboxing video where I go through all the different modes and settings and how to set it up for the very first time. It was very simple. I just kind of talked a lot in it because I was so excited. Yeah, again, look at that. That's just you're gonna be able to make these drinks at home. So easy. And it's gonna be an upfront cost of $500, but you're gonna save a bunch of money. I think they've timed this just right, because if I've seen in the news lately that Starbucks has been, the prices have gone up quite a bit. I haven't gone to Starbucks in a while, so I don't know that. But I've been seeing a lot of TikTok videos and different things that say the Starbucks prices are really getting high. This is going to pay for itself. But especially if there's 2 of you or 3 of you in the house that are making drinks, it's an amazing machine. Also, be sure and check out my coffee, Just a Dad Simple Sip Coffee. You can buy it at justadadcoffee.com, or underneath the video, there'll be a little pop-up where you can buy it off of my store. That'll take you to justadadcoffee.com. I sell it in the whole bean and the ground coffee and in the K-Cup. And I ordered mine about a week ago, and that's what I've been using in this espresso machine, and I absolutely love it. The beans look a little bit light, but it's a dark to medium roast. I think it tastes really good. I've had iced coffee, regular coffees, and I've had espressos. So this coffee, the coffee that I sell, does really good with espresso, iced coffee, cold brew coffee, and just regular coffee in this machine. And also other drip coffee makers. So if you're looking for a coffee bean that just works in the brand new Ninja espresso machine, Just a Dad Simple Sip Coffee. So if you could give me a follow over on Instagram, and I have 2 Facebook pages, a Facebook page and a Facebook group page. I really would appreciate a follow. I do free giveaways there and kind of behind the scenes and how things are going. And that's the best way to communicate with me. My group page, you can leave a post and I'll try to answer it as soon as I can, but that's the best way to ask me questions and to see what's going on with the page. And again, I do use affiliate links. I am an affiliate with Shark and Ninja, Amazon and Walmart. So if one of the links down below, you click on it, it takes you to one of those websites and you end up purchasing the product. The product won't cost you anymore, but I will get a small commission from the sale. It is a way of helping support my channel. That way I can continue to do these videos that I love. I really do appreciate everybody's support. If you could hit the thumbs up button, that really does help out my YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe, leave in the comments if you'd like to see something else reviewed or this compared to something. I look at the comments and I really do appreciate everybody's feedback. So again, if you could, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.